Oh. OBS, hello? Would you like to stop having a stroke? Anyway, hello, people of the internet. I come to you with a terrible stomachache. But alas, the show must go on, yada yada yada. So, last time we completely legitimately beat the final fight in the Grancel arena. We definitely didn't cheat. We didn't use Chaos Brand, because that would be cheating. And we got the equivalent of 100,000 bucks. So of course I bought out all of the ice cream, because why wouldn't you? So CP outside of battle recovery is no longer an issue for the rest of the game. Ooh, challenge removed. I'm gonna stop off at the hotel briefly, because I need to heal very badly. And then let's go to the Bracer Guild and report to Elnon really quickly, just before we go over to the castle, because we should, probably. Excelente! Kurt tells me it was quite a sight to behold. It sure was, I guess. I don't think we'd be able to take him in another fight, though. Haha, no. Some say victory is equal parts effort and luck. I wonder. You don't have to know, well, none. I definitely didn't cheat. Either way, we report both quests and off to the castle. Huzzah! Okay, I'm lying again. Am I lying again? Yes, I am. You want mixed cocktails for emergency purposes, specifically because, yes! I'm gonna buy 30, because I don't really care too much about my equipment at the moment. But being able to get rid of any negative status is very pog. Oh, we're finally allowed in. Oh, we going to the castle already? Just to remind you, since we're going to be staying there after the party, we won't be able to leave until morning. So this is your, cut-off for doing anything in town. So if you still want to buy the, special ice creams, go do that. Immediately, or you'll regret it. Well, let's show the gatekeeper our invitations then. I don't know why I'm so nervous. Probably because we don't get invitations to big events like this very often. This is the castle of Her Majesty the Queen. Unless you have official business here, you need to leave. Hey. Hi there. Sorry about the other day. Oh, it's you two. Still staying in town? Still have some business to take care of? We have a formal invitation, so by your leave, may we pass? A formal invitation? Received directly from His Grace. Thank you, Zin, for saving our asses. It's a giant! See? Right here. Written invitation. Let's see. To Zin and his team, in appreciation for your performance in the competition, you are cordially invited to a dinner party. Oh, okay. You guys were in the martial arts competition. Right. I heard the team was led by a huge Eastern guy. So, is that you? You got it. We would greatly appreciate your help. Makes sense. Headmaid told us you'd be coming. You're missing someone. What happened to him? Poor Olivier. It's kind of impolite, I know, but it doesn't look like he's going to be able to make it. We're the only ones coming. Ah, well that's a pity. No matter, please go on in. No entering Zin Company, victors of the martial arts competition. Open the gate. And we're finally in. It only took about an in-game week. Whew. It's like the Hacking Gate, but there's something more impressive about it being part of the castle. I bet it's more solid too, since it's the royal castle. That's part of why it's impregnable. Ever since the nation was established, no enemy has ever broken through the Annenberg Wall. The capital's been ravaged by war numerous times as a result of mutinies and insurrections amongst the nobles. But even then, the castle held the rebel army at bay and protected the royal family and the refugees. Or so the stories say. Wow, that's pretty neat. Very much the sort of tale one would expect from a nation with such history. Now, welcome to Her Majesty's Grancel Castle. Go right on in. You'll be met by a welcoming party inside. Enjoy your evening. God bless, we're finally in. Whew. You can say that again. I've never seen anything that compares to this place. It's not just pretty, it's got history. I can really feel the traditions and rules of the old kingdom here. Welcome to Grancel Castle. You are Zin and his team, correct? Hey, Captain Amalthea. This isn't really unexpected, but even so. That's right, we come at the invitation of the good Duke. And, you are? Pardon me. I'm Captain Canona Amalthea of the Intelligence Division, head of Grancel's Castle's defense. And stutters. I would like to extend my heartfelt congratulations for your championship victory. Watching that match was truly a spectacular experience. You're too kind, really. And may I say, I didn't know they made women as young and pretty as you into captains. You must do fine work. My, but you are the flatterer. But I'm not so young as your bracer friends. Estelle and Joshua Bright. It's been some time since the incident in Zeiss, hasn't it? Yeah, I guess it has. Quite some time. Unfortunately, the matter concerning Professor Russell is yet to be resolved. It appears that he and his granddaughter were abducted by a group of nefarious individuals. You won't happen to know anything about that, would you? I'm afraid not. We left the case up to the full-fledged bracers and came here to Grancel. We never even heard the follow-up report on it. I see. That's truly a shame. Well, with the resources of the Intelligence Division, it's only a matter of time before the culprits are arrested. Have no fear on that score. What the hell's with her? Understood. We trust you to take care of the Professor. Oh, absolutely. Now, we must show you to your rooms. Cher, if you would please do the honors. Yes, ma'am. See to their needs, but do not bore them with any idle chatter. Do I make myself clear? Yes, ma'am, I understand. Very good. Now, everyone, I hope you enjoy your evening. For my part, I must bid you farewell. I hate her so much. I hate her so much. Now that is one fine woman. Zin, close your mouth. I hate to say this, Zin, but your taste in women is crap. There's nothing fine about that fox-faced harpy. I think that might just be his favorite type of woman. I just tend to find that women like that turn out to be pretty good people once you peel back a few layers, so to speak. You're hopeless. Not that it matters, but you really do sound like a dirty old man sometimes. Oh, my honor! Oh, sorry about that. You were supposed to show us to our room, right? Yes, please allow me. Pardon me not saying before, but I am Shia, a maid here at the castle. I'll be at your service this evening, from the dinner party until the morning. If anything is not to your satisfaction, please don't hesitate to let me know. Thank you very much. Will you please show us the room then? Certainly, it's on the second floor. This castle is freaking huge. Jesus. Wow, indeed. Get a load of that chandelier. I can't see because of the freaking bloom. What's that way? That's the throne room. Her Majesty uses it to receive personal guests. It hasn't seen much use in recent days, though. I see. But is the Queen's condition really that bad? Isn't the birthday celebration coming up soon? Oh, no. It's just that it's the head maid who tends to her in the royal keep of late. I shouldn't speak on subjects about which I'm unfamiliar. Come then, shall we? Oh, Lord. This is the room where you'll be staying. Please go on in. Okay. Pardon us. We got a big room, holy crap. I never imagined we'd ever stay in a place like this. Nice. This'll make a good story for later. I believe there is still some time before the party. You are free to explore the castle, but the security areas are off limits. I ask that you refrain from entering those areas. Can you be a little more specific? Most significantly, the royal keep where the Queen resides. It is a small place of sorts built on the garden terrace of the roof. Garden terrace? That sounds nice. The terrace is where Her Majesty greets the people of Grancel during the birthday festivities. So you cannot go into the royal keep itself, but you may visit the garden terrace if you like. As for the other restricted areas, there's the royal guard room and also the treasury, I believe. The royal guard room. I guess they're still wanted for questioning about all that terrorist stuff. Yes. The intelligence division is currently occupying it. The entrance is restricted, so please abide by the rules. Understood. By the way, what are the others who were invited doing? They've already arrived. I imagine they're relaxing in their respective rooms. Alright. So my Klaus is here too. Oh yes, he arrived some time ago. If you'll excuse me, I'll be off. If you need anything else, please contact the first floor waiting room. Now then... Hey Zim, we want to go and walk around the castle for a little bit. We'll be back in time for the party. Huh, it must be nice to be so young. I'm worn out after the tournament. No problem. Have fun. Me? I'm gonna kick back and relax in this oh-so-luxurious room. We need to get as much done as we can before the party starts. First, Julia told us we have to talk to the head maid Hilda. I'd like to say hello to the other invitees, too. We likely know most of them. We are inside Grancel Castle at last. So there's not much to do at the moment other than speak to everybody in their own individual guest rooms. Ah, Joshua, Estelle, you made it! It's been quite a while. Dean Collins? You're invited to the banquet as well, sir. I just arrived today via airship from Rouen. A little mayoral birdie told me you two won the tournament. Jill and everyone else will be so happy to hear it. Thank you. I had no idea we'd be seeing you here, Dean Collins. Dean Collins is a member of the Royal Assembly, and a man of great respect in the Burl. It's only fitting he be given a seat at this banquet. A man of great respect, he says. You flatter me, Mr. Mayor. What's the Royal Assembly? It's a meeting held once per year to address matters affecting the kingdom. The Queen, mayors of every city, and other representatives all come together to try and solve for various problems of state. Wow, sounds big. So all those guys have been invited here tonight too? No, I'd say only about half. Her Majesty is still ill, and General Morgan is away on official military business. Mayor Dalmore of Rouen was arrested in that nasty affair. And Professor Russell... He is a bit too entrenched and too many unknowns right now. We don't know how true all this talk is of the Royal Guardsmen being involved in some underground terrorist organization. It's hardly the time to be holding a feast at all, if you ask me. Well, we can use this chance to see where Duke Dunnan stands on all of these issues. We need his permission to have an audience with Her Majesty regardless. Yes, that's the biggest issue here without a doubt. Barring us from seeing Her Majesty is the height of idiocy and mismanagement. I would like to pay my respects to Princess Claudia as well, but it's the same story. Princess Claudia is the Queen's granddaughter, right? Does she live here in the castle? No, it's my understanding her actual residence is elsewhere. But I'm told she's come to the capital as of a few days ago.
She's here then? I'd really love to meet her.
I'm sure you'll have a chance. Oh yes, were you able to meet with Chloe? I'd heard you'd made some kind of promise to meet at the capital, but I wasn't sure if you'd actually done so.
No, even the guild has yet to hear from her. But she should be at the capital by now, no?
She should be. Still, though, it bothers me. She probably just dropped by to check on the orphanage before setting off for the capital. But even so... Honestly, why would we be holding a banquet now under these circumstances? Can't fathom why the Duke would allow this. It's in poor taste, at the least. So they're obviously not too happy. How's Zin doing? Is he just vibing? Yeah. So hungry. Usually by this time I'm already in some bar stuffing my face. Isn't our food ready yet? I'm literally salivating thinking about this full-course dinner. Well, that's Zin for you. Food on the brain at all times.
Mayor Maybell? And Leela? Joshua, Estelle. Ah, here at last. I kept wondering when you'd get here. I was practically counting the seconds. So you're invited here too, Mayor? Hey, wait. You're waiting for us? How did you know we were coming? I heard from Mayor Klaus. I heard about a pair of children who entered the tournament, won its championship, and were invited to a grand royal banquet in Grancel Castle. If I'd known, I would have cancelled my appointments and come to cheer you on. Begging your pardon, ma'am. That would have been quite impossible given the circumstances. Yes, I'm aware. I'm simply trying to be polite. Don't worry. I know how busy you must be. I'm sure the Queen has no time to waste at a banquet. What with everything else going on, what is Duke Dunnan thinking? The captain was so stubborn about inviting me too. I had no real choice but to accept. You mean Captain Amalthea? Yes, that's her. Her words were polite enough, but she gave me an evil eye while she spoke them. I dared not refuse her request. I haven't heard from General Morgan in quite some time. Wait, does that mean... You haven't heard a word from Hacken Gate? The General is unavailable. It's the longest message I've been able to wring from them. It would seem he's busy with these anti-terrorist countermeasures or what have you. I had hoped he'd be in attendance at this banquet tonight. But I guess he couldn't pull himself away. What do you think about all of this, Mayor? Putting mayors from every city in the same place at a time like this? Well, if the Queen were to be in attendance, I would expect some announcement of no small importance. But as it is, this feels like the Duke has too much time on his greasy, chubby hands. He's letting this position of royal proxy go to his head. That sounds about right. But there might still be some kind of official announcement, don't you think? Well, whatever may come of the night, the Grand Chef here is the best in all the kingdom. I plan to enjoy the dinner, pay respects to Her Majesty, and return to Bowes post-haste. Duke Dunnan is such a nuisance. When the Duke came to Bowes before, he acted like a spoiled child. I received so many complaints from the citizens he angered. And my mistress has been looking forward to seeing you again. Please come visit her in Bowes again sometime soon. Well, that's most of the mayoral candidates.
This room seems empty. Although, I suppose there is something we should do. While we're still here. Infinite combat points. There we go. So it's about 10 of these to a full gauge. There we go. So heading towards the bottom floor. So few people, we can't possibly finish all the work. All the other officials were sent on vacation by the Duke and forcibly removed from the castle. This is the administrative room. This is where most of the actual ruling of the world takes place. With Her Majesty ill, we're taking orders from the Duke. Well, he sounds depressed. I'm sure things could probably be a lot worse. This is the Intelligence Division's office. Authorized personnel only. Keep your distance unless you're keen on getting arrested. Well, that's unfortunate. This is the audience room, but no, no royal. Not even Duke Dunnan, so I can't make fun of him. Damn. Nobody here. Estelle! Joshua! Mr. Murdoch, I thought you might be here. With mayoral class individuals on the guest list. We had a feeling you might also be in attendance. I must say, I never expected you two to win a tournament championship and end up hobnobbing in Grancel Castle. Cassius's kids to the bone, you are. It took more than our upbringing to get here. Lots of people helped us along the way. So, it's been a few days. Have there been any developments? Well, right after you left for the capital, Captain Amalthea from the Intelligence Division came knocking. She forced me to come to this banquet, but I kept my mouth shut about Leyston Fortress. Professor Russell and company are still on the run, too. Army hasn't found him yet. The longer we keep this up, the less chance they have. It's really only a matter of time. I asked Captain Amalthea if I could see Her Majesty and wish her well, but no luck. I was flat out refused. So in other words, we definitely aren't going to be able to do this the easy way. We sure aren't. But don't you worry, because we've totally got that covered. We will get the Professor's message to Her Majesty, one way or another. The Intelligence Division has eyes everywhere. We'll have to be more subtle in our movements. So they're even holding the chief of Zeiss's global factory hostage. God damn, that is some balls. Nobody here either. So to check out the bar. This is a place to talk. Please come right in. For drinks, we have anything you can think of, be it alcoholic or non-alcoholic. Except I'm not a vendor, so you can't buy Jack Diddley Schnapps. This place is nice. Anyway, I suppose we should head up to the terrace. Oh wow, check that out. This must be the castle's garden terrace. I'd say so. You can see the whole lake from here, and it overlooks the town too. Must be great for reconnaissance. As nice as this is, we really don't have the time to stop and enjoy it. We've got a job to do. So I'm going to enjoy it anyway. This place is freaking huge. Comparatively speaking. It's like everywhere else we've been in the game. This garden terrace is almost as big as the road from the Bright family home to Roland. Yikes. This must be the royal keep. Who are you? Hey, you two.
We're here as guests of the Duke.
Is this where Her Majesty lives?
Of course it is. For the last few days, she hasn't been feeling so well. She's not seeing anyone right now.
Oh, you got it all wrong. We weren't even thinking of that. I just thought it would be amazing if she were even to take notice of us. Does Princess Claudia sleep here as well?
No, it's just... Hey, the princess is focused on looking after Her Majesty. Neither of them has time to deal with the likes of you.
Might I inquire as to what's going on here?
Madam, we didn't know you were back already. The dinner party will be starting soon, so I will be returning to the maid quarters.
And who are our guests?
They're from the team that won the martial arts competition. It's only because of that victory that someone of a Brace's social standing would ever be invited here.
A Brace's social standing?
Such discourtesy! You would insult those who were personally invited to the royal castle? No, that's not what... Those invited by the Duke should be treated with all the respect due to those invited by Her Majesty. I sincerely hope you have not forgotten that.
Understood. Wow, she's intense. I wonder who she is.
But madam, we can't just allow them to pass. Surely you understand the reasons that the Colonel laid out.
Yes, and I'm quite tired of hearing them repeated to me.
I am terribly sorry, sir and madam. Security has been heightened, and as such, the royal keep and its surroundings are off limits. If I may ask, would you mind waiting in your room until the dinner party begins?
All right. That's fine. We'll do as you ask. I apologize. We weren't trying to cause any trouble.
Fine then. Just don't let it happen again. Safe return to you. I apologize that you were subjected to such dreadful behavior. My name is Hilda. I am the head maid of Grancel Castle, and I oversee all of the housekeeping duties.
We had a feeling. Forgive my rudeness, but are we previously acquainted?
Well, someone told us about you.
I know this handwriting. You see? We also have our Bracer emblems and identification with us.
I see. Please come with me to the maid's sitting room. We can discuss the matter further once we are there. I understand. You need to deliver Professor Russell's message to Her Majesty. Refussel Presser. Yes. Correct?
Right. If now's not a good time, we can try later, but...
No, it's not an issue. But those special ops men have had the royal keep under constant surveillance for some time now. Only the Duke, the Colonel, and the hired attendants such as myself are allowed in.
Which means that a private audience is probably a no-go. What do you think, Estelle? We could ask Hilda to relay the Professor's message to Her Majesty. No. I'd really rather speak to her face-to-face. There are just too many particulars we don't know that we'd really need to discuss directly. Like what Duke Dunnan and Colonel Richard are after.
Estelle, Joshua, I have a bit of an idea. Could I get you to return here once the dinner party is over?
Why? Have you thought of a way for us to see Her Majesty?
I believe I have. It may be difficult, but I think it's worth a try. I'm going to need some time to get ready, so can you come back after the dinner party?
Awesome! Understood. We'll be back then.
I'll be waiting. Food prep is done, so I think we'll be serving shortly. For now, it's probably best if you wait in your room. So the game is prodding us with a big fat stick saying, go, room, progress story.
The only place we haven't explored is the treasury, but there is nothing there for us at the moment. Anyway, after saving...
Hey guys, talk about being late. The party's about to start, you know?
Sorry. We got so caught up in sightseeing that we lost track of time. Plus, we also talked to all the mayors.
Huh. Well, aren't we well connected?
We're close friends with the Mayor of Roland. Plus, we've met some of the other mayors in the course of our travels. I see. I guess your work as bracers has caused you to meet quite a few big shots. You two sure get around for junior bracers.
Yeah, you might say that. Have you done any bracer assignments since we came to Grancel? I guess it's not all that different in other countries, right?
Right. For a full-fledged bracer, nationality isn't an issue when it comes to your work. The prelim fights, and legal procedures at the embassy kept me too busy to get any actual work done, though. But hey, there are 4 other bracers on duty too, which isn't too bad.
Normally, that would be enough to handle most cases, I'd imagine. But with all of them concentrated in Grancel, that must make it tough to handle cases in other regions.
Yeah, could be.
I feel like a goose just walked over my grave. I wonder what's going on with Shara back in Roland.
Now that name rings a bell. You wouldn't happen to be talking about Scheherazade, would you?
You know her?
She's our mentor, and she's been a close friend for ages. Oh, okay, that makes sense. I met her a long time ago when a case brought her to Calvin. She was fortunate enough to have a good master working with her from such a young age.
Her master?
Yeah, probably Dad.
Please pardon me, the table for the dinner party has been set. May I show you the way?
Sure, I was getting bored with waiting anyhow. Alright, wanna go and eat fancy?
Sure, the fight left me starving. Let's go dig in.
Come on, you two. It'd be nice if you two didn't completely forget your table manners for once.
This is a dinner party, right? What's all the empty plates, then? Plenty of knives and forks, though.
That's because it's a formal dinner. Everything comes out in a specific order, starting with the hors d'oeuvres. The hors d'oeuvres. I can't speak French. Then, you use the knives and forks from outside in.
And that's all part of having good table manners? And here comes the anxiety attack. It's really not so bad. It does mean that you get to have some of the finest food available. Manners and etiquette are secondary.
Indeed, indeed. I'm told that you're acquainted with everyone who'll be attending. No need to get stressed out.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Please, don't encourage her.
On that note, is the gentleman accompanying you going to be okay with that knife and fork? I'm told that folks from the East usually eat with chopsticks.
You've done your research. However, I'm a firm believer in the when in Labelle, do as the Labellians do policy. I am not especially skilled with them, but I will use a knife and fork.
My, how elegantly handled. I'm impressed. You're as much a gentleman as you are a martial arts champion.
You flatter me.
Boy, he really is a complete sucker for a pretty face.
I think he's more being polite than a leech, though. Anyway, his grace is really late. I wonder what he's up to. Indeed. So if the seat at the head of the table is for the Duke, then who might the other one be for? Indeed. Perhaps it is intended for Princess Claudia.
Your attention, ladies and gentlemen. My humblest apologies for the long delay. Presenting His Grace, the Duke. Well then, I must apologize for making you wait so. I'm afraid that I was in a meeting from which I simply could not break away. This gentleman is Colonel Richard, commanding officer at the Royal Intelligence Division. I've invited him here to thank him for his tireless efforts in helping to deal with the terrorist situation.
It is a pleasure to meet you all. I was quite gratified to be invited to this occasion by our Honourable Duke. I ask that you pardon my uncouth soldier's uniform and allow me to sit with you.
You've got to be kidding. We're having dinner with him?
I suspected this might happen, but it's still unnerving.
Ha! Excellent, excellent! What say you, Mayor Maybell? What do you think of Grancel Castle's master chef? Is his cooking not on par with that found in Bose's Emperor's restaurant? Yes, it's quite remarkable. The wine selection is also perfectly complementing the meal. I almost want to try hiring him away. You are not the first to say such things. And what of you? Thin, wasn't it? Is the food to your liking? Oh, it's excellent. I don't have words to describe the sense of refinement and depth. I certainly believe I could develop a real taste for the Erebonian cuisine, though. Good, good. I'm glad to hear it. And you, young Gracers? I imagine you've never experienced such fine food in your life before? It's extremely delicious. Far more worthy of being associated with the royal family than the person who invited us. Ha! Indeed, it is a genuine treat. Hmm? It's certainly delicious food, and we couldn't miss a chance to attend so prestigious an event as this. Thank you very much for your gracious invitation. Very kind of you to say so. I do finally remember what my butler has been telling me about. We met before, during the Rouen incident. Perhaps our fates are linked in some bizarre fashion. Yes, sir, maybe so. So he'd forgotten all about us until his butler reminded him. Come, let us put social classes and ranks aside for the evening. Food is abundant, and the wine flows freely, so enjoy to your heart's content. Your Grace, if we could, I'd like to do as we discussed first. Ah, yes, that's a fine idea. Actually, I have something important to say to you fine folk who represent the kingdom. I use this celebration as the place to make an important announcement. An announcement? And what might that be? I believe I will allow Colonel Richard to explain in detail. Thank you. As you are no doubt aware already, Her Majesty has been in poor health as of late. However, she has been recovering and may grace us with a public appearance soon. Ah, that's excellent news. Could we possibly go and check on her? Unfortunately, she does not consider that to be a wise decision at the moment. Within a few days, it seems likely that the terrorists plaguing the kingdom will be swept away. In light of that, the Queen's birthday celebrations will be held as originally planned. Well, the citizens will surely be happy to hear this news, as they have been looking forward to it. But surely that is not all you wish to tell us. Right. If that were all, you could have just sent along a message. Indeed, you are correct. Her Majesty is continuing to recover, as we previously stated. However, given the gravity of her condition, she has also issued a proclamation. Due to her tenuous health, she has stated that she wishes to abdicate the throne and turn over royal authority to her nephew, Duke Dunnan. What? Is this true? Joshua, this is... Yeah, the conspiracy finally makes its appearance. I was surprised when Her Majesty first broached the subject as well, but her illness has left her quite frail. It is only natural. She has ruled the kingdom for 40 years, leading it through times of strife and war, all without a husband, I might add. And given that, I wish to relieve her of the stress of her duties following the festival's conclusion. As the heir to the throne, the decisions are mine to make. How terrible. Is Her Majesty's condition truly that severe? I'm ashamed that I've never noticed any signs in any of my annual visits. Isn't this far too serious a matter to discuss at what's supposedly a casual dinner? Pardon my rudeness, but this all seems to stretch credulity. Mayor Maybell, are you saying that you cannot take his grace at his word? Nothing of the sort! I simply mean that as an elected official, I don't understand why the successor to the throne can't be elected in the same fashion. That's true. If possible, I'd like to hear this directly from Her Majesty. Your unease is quite understandable, but we do ask that you try and maintain your composure and allow us to continue. As mentioned earlier, I believe Her Majesty will give a formal announcement herself during the festival. And could you be persuaded to shelve your doubts until then? Well, the issue is basically this. Once this becomes common knowledge, we cannot know how the citizens will react. This is why we're telling the leaders first, to help stave off any chaos or public disorder before it happens. This was also the decision of His Grace. Well, yes, that is true. Also, the Queen's abdication of the throne will have international repercussions. The other nations on the continent will have their eyes on us, and we must be watchful for any action on part of the Erebonians. Surely you can see why it is necessary to show unified support for the new king. This is the world in which we are going to be living. He makes it all sound so rational. Yeah, he's quite the master manipulator. In other words, the official decree will be given during the birthday celebrations. You thought it would be best to inform us first, so that we can be prepared for any issues that may arise, correct? I'm glad to see that we have an understanding. If this all comes to pass, we're going to find ourselves quite busy. Yes, and we'll have to announce it to the citizens. I have a question. I believe that the Duke has a fair claim to the throne. However, is there not another who also has the same right of succession? Well... No doubt you're referring to Her Majesty's granddaughter, Princess Claudia. It is true that she and His Grace have an equal claim to the throne, but it would appear that Her Majesty did not choose her due to her tender age. And I must say, I agree with her wisdom in this matter. I should hardly like to impose such a responsibility upon a girl so young. Yes, absolutely! For the time being, I believe it would be best for Claudia to find a fine marriage prospect. Though it is strictly informal, there is already an interest from a number of royal families in other nations. Perhaps a royal wedding could take place as soon as this year. Oh my! I understand. If that happens, then we'll have 2 major events to celebrate. I honestly think she's a bit young for marriage. Excuse me, may I ask a question? Zin? I don't mind. Speak freely. Sorry to seem rude, but this doesn't seem like the kind of conversation you'd want outsiders hearing. Particularly a foreigner. So how come you're making this announcement now? That is solely because of the serendipitous turn of events that allowed Bracers to win the championship. We wanted to inform the guild of this in advance as well. I've already discussed the idea with Her Majesty. Gotcha. I guess LeBeau's military and Bracers are on just as good terms as the stories say. That is because we lack the military strength of the Empire or the Republic. The harsh reality is that keeping close relations with each other is a must. In any event, do you now understand our intentions? Yeah, alright. We'll pass on what we've learned here to the guild then. Man, I've heard some pretty unbelievable conversations in my life. But that was something else. I mean, I'm a foreigner after all, so it's not that big of a deal for me. I bet that was huge news for you guys, though. Of course it was! I can't believe things have gone this far already. Huh? Never mind. But really, what a shame. That food was amazing. It practically melted in the mouth. Couldn't tell what that last flavor was, though. Understandable enough. But anyway, did you want to go for a walk to work off some of that rich food, Estelle? Huh? Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, I could go for a little fresh air. You just played tourist a little while ago. Now you want to go take an after-dinner walk? I sure don't get it. Must be a local thing. I think you're exaggerating a little bit. You haven't gone out to take in the sights? There's a lot of historic architecture around here, you know. If the mood hits me, I may still give it a shot. On the other hand, the kitchen may still have some food left over. You gotta be kidding. You're still hungry? If you had a blade to my throat, my dying wish would be for some liquor and a snack. I might go and hunt up a bar or something in a little bit. Food was amazing, but the conversation and flow of wine were much less so. So if you'll excuse me, I have some lost drinking time to make up for. Things have gotten serious. We really have to find a way to get in and see Her Majesty. First things first, we gotta talk to the head maid Hilda, like we promised. She probably knows for us to directly speak to the Queen. Fine by me. Oh, it's you. What? Colonel Richard. Estelle and Joshua. This is our first opportunity to truly speak face to face, I believe. The last time we saw one another was right after Mayor Dalmore was arrested, wasn't it? I'm honestly surprised that you remember us. I realize that we exchanged a few words, but you made quite an impression on me. My curiosity was piqued, so I did a bit of checking up on you. I was quite surprised to learn that you were the children of Cassius. How did you find that out? Please understand, I'm not trying to show off the Intelligence Division's capabilities. I am greatly indebted to him from our time together in the army. Indeed, more than words can properly express. Might I persuade you to stay a while and talk? I've been hoping to speak with you two for quite some time now. Huh? But pardon me, Colonel, but don't you have a meeting with His Grace? I don't mind being a bit late. Ah yes, if we're going to talk, why don't we use the lounge inside? I'll mix you up a couple of virgin cocktails. I'll prepare them, sir. No, that won't be necessary. I want you to go to His Grace and inform him that I'll be delayed. Yes, sir. Pardon me, then. Now then, shall we retire to the lounge? Please, follow me. Joshua, what should we do? I don't see where we have much choice but to follow him. We'll be a little late, but we can talk to the head maid later. Richard. Dick. I met Cassius shortly after I graduated from the military academy. I was assigned to a mobile unit that was under his command. And since that time, I have found myself in his debt again and again, both personally and professionally. He did? And, what did you think of him at the time? To put it simply, he was a hero. And a master swordsman to boot. No matter the scenario, he could find a way to handle any number of battlefronts in every direction. It wasn't just a matter of sheer tactics. He understood and could direct high-level strategy as well. Quite simply, he was a man without peer. If I didn't know better, I'd say we were talking about two different people. So, you were with our father during the 100 Days' War? Yes, he was my commanding officer. Even now, I can still vividly remember the excitement that filled me as we executed his plan that turned the war's tide. Anytime I get talking about those days, time just runs away with me. But this much I can tell you. If Cassius Bright had not been a part of the Royal Army, Leberle would now be a part of the Erebonian Empire. No way! It's kinda hard to believe. Well, as a hero, he had a knack for doing unbelievable things. He left the army immediately after the war, declining even a medal from the Queen, so few know of his achievements. But inside the army, many soldiers still hold him up as the prime example of what a hero should be. He never said one word about any of this to me. Well, it's not really the kind of thing you tell your daughter about. It's not fair to criticize him for that. Hey, whose side are you on? Besides, why doesn't any of this shock you like it shocks me? Did you already know about all of this or something? Well, I didn't know that he was Colonel Richard's superior officer. The rest I knew about vaguely. Vaguely? You're an accomplice? Hey, calm down. It's not like he told me any of it. I just figured a lot of it out. He told me he didn't feel it was something worth going out of his way to tell others about. I just don't get it. When he comes back, he is so in trouble. Please excuse us. We didn't mean to interrupt. No. Seeing you like this is actually a bit of a relief. When I found out that your father was intending to leave the military, I desperately tried to stop him. But it seems that by leaving, he did what was best for him after all. After losing his dear wife, maybe being with you was all that could help him recover. Colonel Richard! Now then, I thank you for taking the time to come here. I really can't keep the Duke waiting, so I'm afraid you'll have to excuse me. Oh, alright. Our apologies for making you so late. Not at all, and you both have told me the one thing I wanted to most know. And thus, I have no regrets. Huh? How's that again? I'm sure we'll have a chance to speak again soon. Cassius might even be with us then to share in the stories. Okay. Who is that man? And what has he done with Colonel Richard? What are you babbling about now? It's just that... It's weird to hear him talk about Dad that way. I wasn't expecting him to be so... well, nice. True. He doesn't seem all that villainous anyway. Even so, it's pretty much a foregone conclusion that he's got something up his sleeve. For now, we should probably put the issue of Dad aside. Yeah, I guess you're right. And I hate to say it, but I think that he might have been playing nice just because he could get something out of it. He's an intelligence division officer, so he probably thinks that fooling a couple of kids is as easy as could be. Don't you think that's going a little too far? You might be right. Let me be the one who's mistrustful of others. You should just follow your instincts and believe whatever you think is right. Huh? But just make sure you're prepared for anything. Don't let your guard down. I'd say a bracer's job is pretty much that, in fact. Okay, I got it. I'll keep it in mind. Thank you, Estelle. Thank you? What the heck are you thanking me for? Anyway, we need to go see Hilda. She's probably sick of waiting for us. Yeah, she should be in the maid quarters. Would you like an after-dinner drink? We can make anything you'd like, on or off the menu. No, you can't. Stop lying to me. There's currently an important meeting being held in the throne room. If you're hoping to look around, I'm afraid you'll have to try again later. Jerk. Right. I believe you can double check on people who are at the dinner party and they'll say different stuff. Estelle, Joshua. So, have you met with Her Majesty? Nope. No thanks. So it's pretty like liminal dialogue. There's nothing really all that important. Anyway, the treasury, there's nothing down here. It's just the treasury. This is a restricted area. So is the treasury. Why are you letting me walk around in here? I don't know. For what purpose? Ah, there you are. I've been waiting for you. You're awfully late, aren't you? Sorry about that. We kind of got caught by Colonel Richard. Did you now? He had some things to tell us about our dad. I don't think he has any idea what we're up to, though. I see. Ah, yes, that letter of introduction did mention that you were Mr. Cass's children. I can now at least, understand at least some of how Colonel Richard feels. Oh, do you know our dad too? He used to come here when he worked as General Morgan's aide-de-camp. I'm told that he was a school friend of the late Prince's, Her Majesty's son. Late Prince? Princess Claudia's father. Yes. He was killed 15 years ago in a tragic shipwreck. Would that he were still alive today. None of this would be happening. Huh? But lamenting what might have been is a fool's errand. Evening is fast approaching. We must make our preparations at once.
Come on in, Cher.
Oh, hey, aren't you?
Cher, right?
Yes, thank you for remembering. You look well, Estelle, Joshua. I've been told of your current predicament.
You won't find a more dependable child. She's a great help to us whenever the princess is in the castle.
Princess Claudia.
That shouldn't pose a problem.
Thank you. If you're ready, you should go change into your uniforms. The ribbons and the headpiece are tricky, so I'll adjust them for you.
What? What do you mean? Estelle is going to need to dress as one of the maids in order to get into the royal keep. A little playing with the hair, and you'll blend right in.
Oh, I get it.
Uniforms don't allow for much in the way of personalization. That should be ideal for sneaking in.
Huh? Me in a maid outfit? I've been wanting to try one on since we first met Leela. Cute, breezy, easy to move in.
Well, if our uniforms weren't easy to move in, that'd make cleaning much more difficult.
I thought so. Well, let's get this sucker on me.
Why so excited? I'm glad you're in high spirits, but you need to remember your manners in front of the Queen. You won't have me to lean on this time.
Why not?
You're changing too, aren't you? Pardon?
I mean, he did play the princess during the play at the campus festival. Is there really that much of a difference between the fancy dress and a maid outfit?
That's different. I was in the play. I can't appear before Her Majesty in women's clothes.
Oh, you'll be fine. It's not all that shameful or anything. Besides, you made such a gorgeous princess.
Not this again. Cut the jokes, will you? Hilda, Cher, help me out here. Say something. Anyone? I see. That shouldn't pose a problem. Cher, don't you have that extra hairpiece designed for the princess?
Yes, it's never been used though. He has that full dark hair, so it'd probably look good on him.
Hey, hold on a second.
Well, it looks like a 3-to-1 vote. Majority rules. This way, please. We can use this as a changing room.
Wait a minute. I don't remember ever agreeing as changing.
Bye, Joshua.
Alright. If I have to change, I can do it myself. Cher, you're not planning on using makeup too, are you? Kids these days. Oh my.
Ta-da! What do you think? I think it suits her very well.
Such a bright, active maid in training. And after only just coming to the castle too, you certainty have me convinced. The localization of this game was bad. And with the hair down like that, no one will be any the wiser. Perhaps you'd like to work at Grancel Castle for real when this is all settled.
Well, we already work as bracers, so, anyway. Come on, Joshua, get out here.
No chance I can talk you out of this.
None at all. You're just making this take longer.
Fine. You're impossible sometimes. Well, it's almost frightening how good that looks.
Isn't it awesome? It looks better on him than it does on me, and I'm an actual girl. A bit of makeup can make all the difference in the world. Please.
Just say you're done. Well, I suppose so. I'll show you the way to the royal keep. You need to make certain you watch me and learn how a maid handles herself.
Yes, ma'am. We're finally gonna get to meet the Queen in person.
Yes, this is the do or die moment. We just have to stay focused and get to the royal keep.
It's hard to take you seriously in that outfit.
Well, excuse me. This is your idea. I can't believe you got the nerve to pick on.
Sorry. Don't get all mad. I'll treat you to some ice cream later, okay? I'm not like you. I'm not obsessed with food. Hey, I'm not obsessed with food. They get along so well, don't they? We're out of time. Let's go to the Royal Keep. Woo! Made Joshua to stare. I feel so bad for Joshua. This is the second time he's cross-dressed in this game. You poor man. Ay. Let's get moving. Madam Hilda, you look well. As do you, Mr. Murdoch. Though busy as ever, it seems. Yes, but it's hardly work at all when the central factory is so full of bright minds. I'm glad to hear that Her Majesty is on the mend. Indeed, I'm sure we'll all be able to see her again soon. If there's anything you need in your room, please feel free to let me know. I'll bring it right away. Thank you, Hilda. So yeah, there's some funny dialogue if you go and talk to people with Estelle and Joshua in maid outfits, but, you know. We're here on business. Okay, we're not here on that much business. If I can find the entrance. There we go. Left wing, go. Madam Hilda, what a long time it's been. Why, Mare, you look simply exhausted. There's no hiding anything from you, madame. I had some pressing business to finish before I left Bose. So I haven't slept yet. That won't do at all. I'll have some incense sent to you right away. Good stuff that should have you out in no time. I believe we just got some in from the east only a very short while ago. Thank you for your kindness. She knows. She knows. What's this? What magnificent architecture. What fantastic design. And the castle's not bad either. Miss, I think I shall have to request a room cleaning post-haste. Uh-oh. Oh, a private visit from Mistress Hilda herself. A trainee maid inspection, is it? All right, then. Madam Hilda, what brings you here at this hour? Boo. Leela knows. Leela knows. Very funny. But yeah, there's a bunch of unique dialogue you can only get while you're in maid outfit. So if you want to go see all of those, yeah, go do that, I guess. Hilda, what business do you have with Her Majesty at this hour? I'm bringing some tea and spoons at her request. The current situation means that Her Majesty is denied the right to even go about her daily life as she wishes, after all. Such harsh words. Who are these maids with you? I don't recognize them. His Grace ordered me to hire on some additional staff to help. They've only just arrived in the castle today. Really now? Hey, you're pretty cute. Thank you. Huh? Why do I get the feeling we've met before? Crap. Do you stare at so hard at every young lady you see? I do hope you're not thinking any untoward thoughts. I rather think that His Grace and the Colonel would disapprove. Hey, it's not like that. We're the leader of the Royal Army. We wouldn't do that. All's well, then. Now will you please allow us to pass? Pardon us, ladies. Please go ahead. High five for the cross-dressing plan. Way. That was intense. Thanks, Hilda. You're a real lifesaver. Yeah, that was really well done. I'm just glad I could help. Now then, are you planning to change your clothes before going to see Her Majesty? If you prefer, I can just show you the way now. I think I'm okay as is. Boy clothes. Now.
Oh, for the love of... Why are you always so self-conscious? What was wrong with what you had on? It's not an issue of self-consciousness. By the way, Hilda, is this room what I think it is? Yes, it's Princess Claudia's bedroom. But she rarely sleeps in the castle, so the room is all but unused. Huh? No kidding. But I heard that the princess was tending to the queen. I guess that's just gossip then. You'd have to ask Her Majesty for the full details. Her room is on the second floor of the royal keep. I'll take you there. Get the obligatory, you have been locked into story progress. Turn around now. But this is a damn lavish waiting room to see the queen, like, god damn. Sheesh. I beg your pardon, your majesty. I've brought the two I spoke of before. This is Joshua and Estelle. Thank you kindly. By all means, enter. As you wish. I'll wait for you here. You two go on in. Right. Pardon us. Oh. I bid you welcome. My name is Alicia von Oslies. I am the 26th monarch of the nation of Liberl. I'm Estelle Bright. I'm a junior bracer at the Bracer Guild. And I'm Joshua Bright, of the same affiliation. It is a great honor to meet you, your majesty. Estelle and Joshua. I have truly been looking forward to meeting you both. I regret that I cannot offer you proper hospitality, but I have prepared some tea. Please, have some and relax. I see. So Professor Russell asked you to bring this information. A pitch-black orbment capable of negating all other orbal energies. And you say the Colonel has acquired it? The Professor told us that you might have some idea of what he intends to do with it, your majesty. Can you tell us anything? I have but a vague idea. But I did not think that the Colonel even knew of it. Perhaps I'm worrying about nothing, but even so. Excuse me, but what is this vague idea you have? I suppose there is no harm in telling you. Roughly 10 years ago, a massive orbal reaction was detected beneath Grancel. Professor Russell was the individual who came to investigate. Did this happen in the vicinity of the sewers? No. Far deeper underground than that, in fact. Professor Russell was under the impression that it might be a relic of the ancients that still functioned. Wow. So, it was a bona fide artifact then. Most artifacts I know of have lost their function, like the mechanisms on top of the towers. But every now and again, you find one that still functions, like Mayor Dalmore's family heirloom. And something like that is beneath Grancel? So what does that tell us about the gospel? Maybe it could be used to halt the artifact's functions? Could it do that? Yes. However, we were unable to establish the nature of the artifact, or indeed why it was buried beneath the city. But it is beyond my imaginings how the Colonel would know of its existence. Professor Russell's research on it was kept strictly confidential and off the record. I see. In any event, it seems likely that trouble is on the way. Honestly, just as I start to think maybe the Colonel might be a slightly nicer guy than we were giving him credit for. When someone's trying to stir up some trouble, that's when us bracers come in. We won't let him get away with whatever evil scheme he's trying to pull off. I'd expect no less from Cassius's daughter. You're acquainted with our father, your majesty? He was a friend of my late son's, and a great savior to the nation. Even after he retired from the army. Sometimes he would undertake requests for me. Really? I didn't know that. I imagine there are a great many things about him that you do not know.
including the precise role he played in the war 10 years ago. I assume you have not been told? Well, nothing super detailed. Perhaps, then, that is the role I am meant to play. Estelle and Joshua, will you indulge me by listening to an old story? Oh, yes, absolutely. It is no indulgence, Your Majesty. 10 years ago, in the spring, a tragedy occurred in the southern reaches of the Erebonian Empire. Its cause is yet unknown, so that is something I must omit. The Empire used that event as a pretext for the invasion of Liberl. So began the sad times that would become known as the 100 Days' War. Just as the Empire made its declaration of war, a massive military force breached the Hacken Gate. In what seemed like scant moments, all of Liberl became occupied territory, save for Grancel. It is said that the invasion force was 3 times the size of the entire royal army. The reinforcements from Calvert were too late to stop their advance, but it was a matter of time before Grancel too would fall. But 2 months after the outbreak of hostilities, the war changed in a way that none could have imagined. Patrol ships had just been deployed, were used to recapture Liberl's checkpoints, severing the Imperial Army's communications. The Royal Army set about recapturing the major regions one by one, using ships launched from Leiston Fortress. Zeiss, Rouen, Bose, Roland. With their supply line severed, the Erebonian forces occupying each region were swiftly crushed. And the one behind this plan for a counter-offensive was none other than one Colonel Cassius Bright. It was your father, who was General Morgan's right-hand man at the time, as well as Colonel Richard's superior officer. Afterward, with the intercession of the Bracer Guild and the Septian Church, the war was brought to an end. But it was at this time that Cassius lost what he had treasured most in the world. Lena, your mother, Estelle. That clock tower was destroyed in the Imperial Army's vain attempts to hold back the counter-offensive. What followed, I am sure you know. Cassius was not even able to be by his wife's side in her final moments. No, I had no idea. And he believed that the military operation that he himself had planned effectively caused her death. Blaming himself, he left the military and took up the path of a bracer. All to stay with the only one he had left, you. And this time, he swore he would be able to protect those he loved. Dad, that idiot. It wasn't his fault that Mom died. How could he even think that? Estelle. Yes, you are correct. Given that all he lost was in service to his country, the responsibility falls upon me. And so I am sorry, Estelle, that I failed to protect your mother. I have wished to apologize to you for a long time. But you don't need to apologize. You protected the peace of this country ever since the war ended. That peace that Dad and all the other soldiers who defended Liberl in the war fought so hard to protect. And the peace that Mom gave her life for so I could live in it. You have nothing to be sorry for. Estelle, you have a kind heart, and I am grateful. It gladdens my heart to have finally met you in person. Now more than ever. Your Majesty. However, that is why. That is why I do not wish you to put yourself in danger. I would like for you to remove yourself from any dealings with this matter. What? But, Julia, I mean, Lieutenant Schwartz asked us to help you. I thank you. I am grateful for your willingness to do so. But if some tragedy were to befall you in Cassius's absence, I know of no apology that could ever suffice. I ask only that you go back to your home in Roland and wait for your father to return. But... If I may, Your Majesty, the peace that Dad restored and that you protect, though it is held firm, now trembles like a leaf in the breeze. Joshua, if the Colonel is able to use the gospel for whatever purpose he intends, and if he succeeds in making the Duke the new King of Liberl, then what will become of that peace? I ask only that you consider that. Your Majesty? Right when we became junior bracers, we inherited a whole lot of work from Dad. After the Sky Bandit incident, we got the letter and the package. And we've been running all around creation ever since. It feels to us like our dad's been nudging us in the back this whole time. That's why I want to defend peace. So that everyone we've met and everyone we care about can go on living secure and happy lives. Just like you, and just like Mom and Dad. I'm doing this because it's what I believe is right, and I really want to see it through. Estelle. It seems she was right about you. Huh? I, too, am ready. I would like for the two of you to carry my request to the Bracer Guild. Your Majesty! My liege, we will do whatever you ask. My request is for the Bracer Guild to rescue those being held captive by the Intelligence Division. Amongst them is my granddaughter, Claudia. Aha! So the princess is being held captive somewhere? Yes. This coup d'etat started when I backed her as the successor to the throne. In other words, Duke Dunn was out of the running. Yes, though he is my nephew, he is possessed of a considerable number of character flaws. In brief, where he is lacking, my granddaughter shines. For the sake of this nation's future, I would have my granddaughter succeed me. Well, I don't actually know her, but I personally lean toward that the idea that your judgment should really be trusted here. No matter the era, there will always be those who object strongly to a woman wielding political power. Not to mention, the memory of the invasion by a larger power is still relatively fresh. Some of them will perceive a succession of 2 consecutive queens to be a sign of weakness. It is hardly surprising that such a notion has taken root in the minds of some. Some, including Colonel Richard, I presume. Quite right. Claudia's pending succession to the throne caught him quite unawares. That, along with his passing of information to the Duke, is what led to this coup. This was all staged so that LeBeau would become a strong military power, with the Colonel ruling from the shadows. I see. That finally lets us see the whole picture. So, if LeBeau became a militarized country, what would happen then? A great many things. Taxes would be levied to fill the war chest. Orbital weaponry would be developed with the express intent of causing havoc on a massive scale. A wide range of policy of conscription would be adopted, and no doubt contracting Jaeger Corps would be made legal, which is not the case at present. Oh no. Indeed, the Colonel has made very adamant requests that I enact such policies. I thought that such proposals were born out of genuine love for this country, but I never agreed that they were the right course of action to take. The Royal Army is not all that protects this land. We have worked hard to maintain treaties with other countries. Defending a nation goes hand in hand with free cultural exchange and trade with all other nations, to the benefit of all. I feel the same way, Your Majesty. Yeah, makes sense to me. The Colonel, however, finds such notions to be womanly and foolishly idealistic, and so he demanded that I abdicate the throne in exchange for Claudia's safe return. Many people have had family members taken to ensure they would not dare to oppose the Colonel. But I am the Queen, and I will not allow all that I love about my country to be destroyed simply because of blood ties. Still, she is my only granddaughter. I cannot simply allow her to die. Your Majesty, please try to relax. We hear you, and comply with your request. We will see to it that the princess is rescued from those who have imprisoned her. Thank you, both of you. With that reassurance, I will do all I can to oppose the Colonel's demands. Have you any other requests, Your Majesty? The gospel still has to be dealt with. I don't think we should just leave you here. I appreciate your sentiment, Estelle, but the present state of affairs is not contingent upon my freedom or imprisonment. The gospel shall continue to weigh heavily on my mind for a great many reasons. For my part, I will attempt to ascertain the Colonel's true intentions with it. Wow, what a totally awesome person. Super nice, but with a seriously strong will. I hope I'm even 1/10 that cool when I get old. Cool? Did you actually just call the Queen that? Still, she definitely has what it takes to govern a whole country. Yeah. I really want to stop this coup thingy and help her. That's definitely outside of Bracer jurisdiction. Well, first things first, we do whatever we can. Right. But you know, I'm still freaking out about what the Queen told us about Dad. I wonder if she's got any more tidbits she'd be willing to share. Estelle and Joshua, have you finished changing? Oh, yeah. Then we should return to the waiting room at once. It's already after 11 o'clock. Actually, it's almost midnight. Whoa, is it really that late? The Queen spoke with us for a long time. If we stay any longer, it's apt to make the guards suspicious. No. Well now. I was wondering how Hilda managed to get you two in here. Now I see. Those outfits were a marvelous idea. You both look quite convincing. Estelle, Joshua, I haven't had such a wonderful day in a very long time. You must come again for tea. I'd like it if Claudia and Cassius could join us next time. We could all have a nice chat together. Maid outfit dialogue, go! Oh boy. Are you going home for the day, Miss Hilda? Yes, I believe so. Just be sure not to do Her Majesty any further discourtesy. That's not fair. But please, relax. We are patriots to the core. That's good to hear. Now I believe that we shall be on our way. Pardon me. By your leave. By the way, ladies. Eh? I don't think we ever got your names. May we ask them? The fun part. Alright. Who do we pretend to be? Lena, Scheherazade, or Dorothy? What's more evil to stick on this man? Definitely Scheherazade. My, that's certainly a sexy name. You don't look like a Shera, though. Hey, watch your mouths! Did I catch you off guard? See? I'm a very assertive, sexy young woman. And how about you, miss? You may call me Karen. Karen, you say? That's a very pretty name. You're too kind, sir. I'm rather fond of it myself. Are you now? Oh, right. We're with the Special Ops. My name is... I think that's just about enough. I sense an ulterior motive at work. No, I mean, at least not from us. Please be safe on your way home. And off we go. Well on you, Mr. Popularity. It was like their eyes all changed when you told them your name. Hey, it was not. I didn't see you shying away from joining in the conversation. Sure, but that doesn't mean I wasn't nervous. I kinda lost all my confidence there. What's all the noise about? Oh, Duke Dunnan. Ah, lady of the court. Hey, you maids. You don't look familiar. These are two of the new hires I'm instructing. This is Shara, and that's Karen. They're still quite inexperienced, so I'm giving them some extra training time. Oh, did he recognize us? Not good. Given how many times we've run into him, it'd be bizarre if he didn't recognize us. Come now, Philip, enough with the staring. It's quite unusual to see coming from you, stiff upper lip and all. Please, pardon my rudeness. You look much like my niece. My eyes were playing tricks on me, it seems. I am dreadfully sorry for the discourtesy. Oh, it's no bother. Please, don't concern yourself. You know, now that I stop and look, I must say that you both are quite lovely. You with the brown hair, you have a very healthy, clean look to you. As for you, I personally think you look best with that raven hair of yours even longer. I'm honoured. Yes. Shadow, was it not? You shall attend to me this evening. Your Grace. Oh, I don't want to serve him tea. I don't think tea is what he wants served. Your Grace, your flirtations, while flattering, are best served for another time and place. All of the maids in this castle work directly in service to Her Majesty Queen Alicia. I trust you've not forgotten? I know. Some folks simply can't appreciate a joke. The castle will be mine in a week's time anyway. We can set aside time for some fun then. Your Grace, please, no more of this. I do not mind when you drink to excess, but you know how your libido gets in such instances. I say this knowing full well I may be reprimanded for... But I said I was joking. Enough, I'm going to bed. As you wish, Your Grace. Your room is right over there. Whoa, oh right, Shara. You just let me know if you have any problems. Anything at all. I'll give you the best advice a future king can give. Thank you very much. Aren't you cute? Yes, good. I hope you choke on a pillow, old man. I apologize unreservedly for all the fuss. His Grace will likely remember nothing of this come the morning. Please set your minds at ease. I should certainly hope so. I am truly sorry. Madame and young missus, I beg your pardon, but I must take my leave. I feel so badly for him. He truly seems to bear the weight of the world on his shoulders. Oh, do you know Mr. Philip personally? Yes, ever since we were children. Though not nearly as well as we once did, thanks to the one he serves. I see. He sure seems like he's nervous all the time, doesn't he? I'll bet that everything between the Duke and the Colonel has him completely on edge. Probably, yeah. By the way, what was that you were saying earlier about me being the popular one? The Duke certainly seemed awfully fond of you. Please, I'd like to keep my food in my stomach, thank you. Oh, right. Back to before. I feel like I'm missing something. Why would the Duke want tea so late? Well, you see, Estelle, allow me to elucidate the matter of tea and why gentlemen should never request it in polite company. Huh? Come closer. Now do you understand? Yes. Hopeless. Completely hopeless. Thanks for everything, both of you. If not for you, I don't know what we'd have done. Please, it was the least we could do in Her Majesty's service. I only ask that you complete the request she made of you. I feel the same way. I beg of you, do everything in your power to save the princess. Oh, are you one of her royal retainers? Yes. I regret that I rarely get the chance to serve her directly. She's so kind and open. She's always treated me more like a friend than a servant. The thought of her being held captive keeps me up at night. I understand. Well, you can rest easy now that we're on the job. We'll save her. Shall we be going? I don't believe any suspicions have been raised. Just keep alert until you return to your room. You can never be too certain how close the intelligence division is watching you. Well, that was a set of scenes and a half. Might I inquire, are you doing at this late hour? Captain Amalthea. Good evening. I realize that you've been invited here, but don't you think it a bit late for you kids to be wandering around? Please, pardon us. We've simply never been in a castle like this, and we couldn't resist the urge to take a look around. Oh, that's certainly understandable. So, where were you half an hour ago? Please enlighten me, if only for my own edification. Good question. I need to double check if there's an incorrect answer for this, because I think there might be. And I also didn't save at the one moment where it matters. Bug. You know what, let's be ballsy. Let's just say exactly where we were. I admire your honesty. So let's not waste time on games. I did in fact receive several reports of you going in and out of the maid quarters. Do you not think it's a bit odd to be looking around in that particular place? What? You don't think that questioning someone like that when you already have the facts is a little cruel? I'll take that as a compliment. So, what business have you in the maid quarters? I suggest you answer honestly. Well, Oh, Estelle, Joshua! You've been here the whole time? Zin. Whoa, now that's the stuff. You're drunk. Oops, sorry. Hey, if it ain't my favorite gorgeous officer lady. Nice. Some luck that we have meeting up again, eh? I suppose. So, what's going on? My students here causing any trouble? Students? No. It's just that they were in the maid quarters for a while. I merely wanted to know their business, simply as a security precaution. Yeah, I totally get you. I had to send them off to find some munchies to go on my booze. Hey, Joshua, you kids find anything to eat? No. Cooks aren't back yet, I guess. We went to ask the maid if there was any way we could get our hands on something, but no luck. Oh well. I'll have to do without, I guess. Hey, I just had a great idea. You want to come and join me for a drink? I mean, hey, nothing goes with drinks like a beautiful lady. I'm afraid I'm busy, so I'll have to decline your generous offer. My apologies for the misunderstanding. But I would advise you to return to your room and remain there for the rest of the night. I have to investigate any suspicious activity. You understand? Of course. It is late. We should probably just get to bed. Very good, then. Now, if you'll excuse us. Zin saved our buns. Oh, denied. Oh well. Might as well just go back to the room. Right. We'll go with you. Looks like we managed to convince her at least. What? Zin, aren't you drunk? I was acting drunk. I haven't had a single drop. No way! Your face had even gone all red. And he focused on making his blood circulate better, which made it look like he was intoxicated. It's done with some kind of Eastern martial arts breathing exercise, right? Huh. I'm surprised you're familiar with it. But hey, you seem to be in a tight spot, so I figured I'd distract everyone. Nice, huh? Saved your bacon, as the saying goes. You are an evil, evil man, Zin. Okay, sure. You did help us out, but you surprised the hell out of me. Sorry about that. So what's the story? What story? I would have thought it'd be obvious. The story of you meeting with the Queen. Whoa, wait, what? How did you... Did Elnon tell you something about this? Actually, I couldn't get him to tell me anything. But now I know anyway, don't I? Without prior knowledge, there's no way you could have just guessed. So how much do you really know? I guess it's finally time to show you this. What's this? I know this handwriting.
Well, don't just stand there. Read it. It'll explain a lot.
Okay.
Dear Zinvathek, I hope this letter finds you well. I know I've been out of touch. I'm in a hurry, so I hope you'll pardon my bluntness. My work concerning the Jaegers is leading me into Imperial territory. However, due to the fact that unusual forces seem to be influencing matters inside Liberl, I feel uneasy being absent for so long. This is why I must ask a favor of you. Could I persuade you to come to Liberl and help out if they need it? Since you haven't been to Liberl before, perhaps you could think of it as a recreational trip. There is a martial arts competition before the Queen's birthday celebration, and foreigners can participate. It would make fine camouflage. I realize that this is sudden, but if you can do it, I would be most grateful. I'm intending to return to Liberl before the festival, so hopefully we'll be able to have a drink together when I return. Cassius Bright. P.S. You may have the chance to meet my son and daughter. They're currently apprentices at the guild, so if you happen to meet them, feel free to test the extent of their training. Try not to bail them out too much, unless it seems like they really need it. So, Dad actually asked you to come to Liberl, which means he's an Erebonian now. That's the long and short of it.
The long and short of it? What it means is you were in cahoots with him all along!
That's kind of a nasty way to put it, don't you think? I owed Master Cassius a favor from the time he spent in Calvard. This letter just gave me the chance to make us square again.
I suppose.
When did you realize that we were his kids? I had a feeling from the outset once I saw Estelle's techniques with a bow staff. I asked Kilika about it, and that confirmed it.
Would have been nice if you'd said something about it at all. We've been worried sick wondering where Dad's been.
I know, and I'm sorry I haven't said anything. But I got the impression from the letter that he was trying to keep his whereabouts a secret. Still, he definitely is his kids, alright? If he can pull off a bigger job of sneaking in an audience with the Queen.
I suppose so. He knows this much. It wouldn't hurt to tell him everything, right?
I'd agree. It's probably best to fill Zin in on everything. It is a bit far-fetched to say that we could put an end to this whole situation on our own, after all. I see. I thought something seemed a little off when everyone was talking at the party. Alright then, I'll help you out with that little request.
What? You will?
Yep. I think this is the ideal opportunity to settle my debt to Master Cassius. Please, let me help.
We'd be glad to.
Thank you once again.
What is this place? I never would have imagined that something like this even existed.
It's larger than I expected. Lieutenant Lawrence, if you'd be so kind as to show us the way to the lowest level. Yes, sir.
Whoa! Is that some kind of mechanical monster?
Well, well. So these must be archaisms. They talk about their one-taps.
Holy shit! He took out that thing in one stroke!
You were the quickest to react. You are indeed truly a force to be reckoned with when you don't hold back. You flatter me, sir. Your quick draw technique as well as quite remarkable to behold. I can see that you studied under the Divine Blade himself. I am humbled. I still have a ways to go before I can really humble anyone, I'm afraid. But time waits for no man. The skills I possess now will have to be enough. My strength may be meager, but I must forge this kingdom's future with my own two hands. My brave men, the way to the ultimate power is open. A bright new dawn approaches for our beloved Liberl. I expect only the best of each of you. By your order, sir. We, the Special Ops, will work as one for the Colonel. For the glory of Liberl! For the glory of Liberl! Uh-oh. The cult stuff's happening. Oh, no! Anyway. I understand the situation. You've both performed admirably. I'm amazed that you were able to deliver the Professor's message to Her Majesty in person.
We just got lucky is all. The real question is, how much longer is luck gonna be on our side? Yeah, we're really gonna have to stay focused. If you understand that already, then there's nothing more I need to tell you. In any case, we consider Professor Russell's request to be fulfilled. Please accept this as compensation for a job well done. The funny 69! No! The +8 is for making correct dialogue choices, and also not getting caught by the soldiers during the stealth mission that we did before the 3rd day of the arena. So if you do it right, you should have 324 bracer points by now. Now then, Zin, with pure providence that Cassius invited you here, we need the help of an A-rank bracer like yourself. No need to even ask. If I didn't have a debt to repay to Cassius, I couldn't possibly stand idly by in a situation like this. I'm with you until the end. I knew we could count on you, Zin. By the way, what's this A-rank business? It's a rank that signifies the fledged bracer's full power. There are 7 ranks, ranging from G on the bottom up to A to the top. So he's the highest rank you can get? Wow, I never knew you were such a badass, Zin. Well, I may be A-ranked, but I'm still an underling, so to speak. There are 20 A-rank bracers across the continent, but above that, there's an informal S rank. That's only granted to bracers who can successfully resolve issues on a national scale. And there are only 4 of those on the entire continent. Whoa, I'm not sure they can even want to think about what they can do. You really don't know any of this stuff, do you? One of those 4 is Master Cassius. What? Okay, Joshua, you're not gonna tell me you knew about this already, right? Right? Sorry, but yes, I did. He solved a major case for the Republic about 5 years ago. I swear, it's hardly worth even getting upset about anymore. Royal Army soldier, hidden hero, divine blade, S-rank bracer. If he's really so damned awesome, then it sure would be nice if he'd come back and take care of this case. You may be right. If he were with us, perhaps this would have never have escalated to the point where a coup d'etat was even possible. Joshua, what's wrong? Just thinking about how strange it is. This whole chain of events apparently started with Dad going off on his trip. It's as if whoever planned the coup was waiting for him to be gone. At least, it's just the impression I have. Oh! So what you're saying is that the coup was planned around his departure for the Empire? Am I correct? No, I'm sure that would be overthinking things. I can't think of anyone who could possibly manipulate Dad like that without him noticing he was being used. They'd have to know him and his behavior patterns exceptionally well to be able to pull it off. Well, yeah. I never knew what he was up to, even though he was so close. I don't think that Colonel Richard could have even managed to pull over the wool over his eyes. More likely, it's just that 2 major events happened to overlap with each other. Regardless of the circumstances, we currently cannot rely on Cassius for help. Therefore, I am resolved to prepare for the worst. I believe an emergency conference at the Grancel branch of the Bracer Guild is called for. Huh? All other things being equal, we have a request that comes directly from Her Majesty the Queen. The 3rd article of the Bracer Code states that we shall never act in a fashion that interferes with the government. We cannot ignore Her Majesty's request, however, so we must act. But we're no match for the Royal Army as we are. I ask for the cooperation of all Bracers in Grancel, including Zin, of course. Oh, okay. If we come in conflict with the Intelligence Division, we'll need all the help we can get. Ideally, we should have the cooperation of the other branches, but the checkpoints have been completely sealed off as of today, ostensibly to foil any potential terrorist activity. What? So basically, it amounts to martial law. So, the enemy is finally moving at full tilt. This may be to stifle any activity on part of the Royal Guardsmen in hiding, as well as ourselves. If we're going to conduct a rescue operation, we'll have to do it with the resources on hand. Oh, fun. But we're up to it. So, Do we have a solid idea of where the prisoners are being held? Been on my mind for a while now, actually. I believe the most likely place is to be Erebonian Villa. That's the building in the forest, right? It would make sense. If the soldiers are using it under the pretense of counter-terrorism, few would question it. And I can't imagine they'd want to lock a lady of the royal family in a cell in Leiston Fortress. Considering it's the army we're going to be against here, I'd like more solid confirmation, however. If we assaulted the wrong place, we'd have hell to pay for it. Yes, precisely. But in either case, we must assemble any bracers currently in the royal city. Could I ask you to assemble them here for me? Any information you could gather while doing so would be much appreciated. If I'm not mistaken, Estelle, you and your friends are acquainted with the reporter, correct? Oh, you mean Niall? Yeah. We should see if he's picked up on anything significant. Also, we must attempt to enlist the aid of the guardsmen who are in hiding. If you can get them to contact me, it would be greatly appreciated. So in other words, we need to get in touch with Sister Julia. She helped us with the invitation before, so we should let her know what's going on. So after the cathedral then? There are 4 other bracers in the city. Kurt, Grant, Kana, and Annalise. Check the bars and their usual hangouts. They may also be in the hotel. If you see them, please instruct them to come back here. Sure thing. Alright then, off we go. Next time on Trails in the Sky, because my voice is in shambles. So, we learnt about the coup d'etat, got some more information on our dad from literally every exposition source known to man, and had a funny haha moment with Joshua. Perfect gameplay. Next time, hopefully, we'll get to do some more combat, though. Anyway, whether you watched the full stream or the VOD or just hopped in, thanks for coming by, and until we next meet, stay safe.